be an interesting topic tonight. Chelsea FC sacked their manager Enzo Maresca, and a lot of people are actually beginning to say Manchester United should be sacking Ruben Amorim because they've seen Chelsea sack their manager. Actually, I think that it's actually quite funny because the situation of Manchester United, the Manchester United situation is different from what is happening at Chelsea. The Stamford Bridge situation is different from what is happening at Manchester United. Enzo Maresca agreed. Enzo Maresca agreed to the situation at Manchester United. Enzo Maresca was part of the agreement and what they wanted to do at Manchester United. And Ruben Amorim, on the other hand, had a template of what he wanted to do at Manchester United. So if you look at it, Chelsea and Enzo Maresca had a different agreement. Enzo Maresca agreed to whatever it is that Chelsea has given to him. I think that he was not so involved in signing players or recruiting players. This was different, entirely different from what we have at Manchester United with Ruben Amorim, where Ruben Amorim had a say in player recruitment. It was important, for Ruben Amorim to be in that position where Manchester United would have to vet over different players and actually get the one that they wanted. So if you look at it, you cannot be saying that Manchester United should be sacking Ruben Amorim now because Enzo Maresca has been sacked by the Chelsea board. Let me tell you that Chelsea sacks their manager does not mean that Chelsea is a serious club. Because if you look at it, Chelsea always in the market buying everything that they see, anything that they see. Chelsea wants to buy everything. They are buying all of the young kids, and I'm thinking that Chelsea wants to build for the future. I'm looking at them buying 16 years, 17 years old players, and in me, I feel like, okay, these guys are trying to build for the future. But then you see them wanting these 16 and 17 years old children to become main players who have not even developed in character. Listen, Premier League, winning the Premier League is not just about the talent. It is not about talent only. It has to do with a lot of attributes. How you live your life, players' mentality, character. It is very important. And when you look at the Manchester United squad, that is what we lack. We lack character. It is character that gives you consistency. Yes, it is character. When you have players who's got the winning mentality, who's got the character to play and to put in, like they have a purpose. They play like a team that has a purpose. That is when you can beat your hand on your chest and say, yes, you have a proper team that can compete in the EPL. Right now, we do not have characters in the team, and that is why I said in my last video that you should not expect consistency from the players. The players can put in 5-match good display. They can put in 3-match good display, and they go 2 matches bad display. And this is what happens with any team that is being built. Any team that is being built, this is what happens with them. Right? So I want to say this clearly because a lot of people have been clamoring on or talking about how Manchester United is supposed to be sacking Ruben Amorim at this point because Chelsea has sacked Enzo Maresca. I want to tell you clearly that the situation with Enzo Maresca and Chelsea and the situation with Manchester United and Ruben Amorim are two different situations. They do not have anything in common, and Manchester United sticking with Ruben Amorim might just be one of the best things that they will do this season. And also, I think that it is time for Manchester United to understand that they have to provide players for the manager. Yes, because you have to. If you agreed with the manager on what the manager wants, you have to also back up the manager with players. It is very important that you back the manager up with players because the manager is as good as the players that are on the pitch. And this is why Ruben Amorim has always said it, that character, the attitude of the player on the field of play is very important. Ruben Amorim has always said this. The attitude of a player on the field is very important. You don't win league. You don't win the Premier League by just your talent. Your talent can never be enough to win the Premier League. You need to have character. You need to have, you need it. You need to have players who's got the mentality that there is a job to do. Not just a player who thinks that he's good enough to play, but a player who understands that there is a job to do. I have a job to do. I have to deliver. Thank you so much, United fans. 354. Thank you, Merry Xmas, and I wish you all amazing new year. This year we are going to be making loads and loads of money. This year we are going to be having a lot of prosperity. Thank you so guys. Thank you so much, guys. Everyone who's joined the live chat, kindly click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button. Thank you so much. The game between Manchester City the game between Manchester City and Sunderland is on right now, and Manchester City has just had a goal that has been ruled as offside, and you know Sunderland is on the trajectory, and they look like a team that wants to actually give Manchester City problems. But then let us go to talking about Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. I'll tell you this: Luke Shaw is just a walking McDonald's employee, and he keeps picking him. I'm getting fed up with Amorim. Listen, let me tell you so. I'll tell you clearly, yeah. He keeps picking Luke Shaw, but the question is, who is better than Luke Shaw at this point to play in that position? This is more reasons why I tell you that the management has to back the manager in getting in players. First of all, we have a problem. Let me see most of the problems I have with Manchester United fans is that we talk about the academy, we talk about to look back and then pick players from the academy, and when the academy players come in and they don't perform, then we mount pressure on these players, and this can have a lasting effect on them. The players should grow, the players should be managed properly, and they should be allowed to grow, you know, because you're talking about Shelacy. You're talking about Shelacy at this point in time. Shelacy is a young player that you cannot bring in these players into the team when the team is under crisis. Manchester United is a team in crisis, riddled with injury, right? And at this point in time, this is not where we turn to the academy boys. This is not where we now start bringing them in, because they are going to be judged. And when they come in and they are overwhelmed with the demands, they are going to be judged, and that could affect them negatively. And this is why I personally feel like it is not right to actually turn to the academy boys. Ruben Amorim does not have any other thing to do, and that is why he's coming. He's going to be looking at them. And look at the games again. Look at the game that we are going to have against Leeds United. Leeds has just drawn with Liverpool at Anfield, and now we are going to play Leeds. Do you think our wing backs should be Mazraoui and Dogu? Shaw is a bench player. Ahmad is not a wing back, but Ahmad is striving as a wing back. He is striving as a wing back. Ahmad looks like a player who is enjoying playing from the wing back. Listen, that is why Ruben Amorim talked about. This is the reason why Ruben Amorim talks about character. This is character for you. This is the manager plays you say Ahmad is not a wing back, but the manager plays him in the position, and he plays it like he loves it. Listen, it is most of the times here. This is not about you, about where a player he's a winger, he's this or he's that. The character of the player is what matters most. Look at John Stones. John Stones is a defender. John Stones started off his career as a right back. Yes, he started off his career as a right back, and later he was being played in the centre back position. And with Man City, John Stones played in the middle of the park. John Stones played as a defensive midfielder, and he displayed it. He played it with passion, and that is what we talk about character in players. Players has to know that we have a job to do. And Sunderland is in. Oh no, Robbie misses that. oh, and you know, he's gone for a corner. Sunderland would have just scored against Manchester City. Brobbey misses a very good chance. But then let me talk about or let me go ahead and say what I'm about to say. Look at Ahmad in the wing back position. He enjoys playing it. His interchange with Brian Mbeumo is actually excellent, actually sweet. And I'm giving you an example with John Stones. I'm giving you an example with John Stones. Look at John Stones, what John Stones did at Manchester City when he was needed to play in the defensive midfield position. He played it. He did not come out to say, I am not a defensive midfielder, I cannot play in that position. He played it, and he played it, and everyone was happy with him, and people applauded him. But he is not a defensive midfielder, and this is why Man City can win the league. Man City can win the Champions League, because they have players who's got character. That is the most important thing in a team. Character, to know that I have a job to do. The manager can call you up at any time and tell you, you know what, I think you can play in this position, and you're going to play this position, you're going to train, and you're going to be there. The most important thing is that the manager trusts your ability, and you have to reward that ability by performing. It is not about making excuses. Ahmad looks like a player who enjoys the wing back position. You are not the one to tell Ahmad, oh, you are not a wing back, oh, you are a winger, and all of that. Ahmad plays as a wing back for Manchester United, and he is thriving in that position. He is helping Brian Mbeumo get into spaces that are very good, creating chances and scoring goals. Manchester United is the third team when it comes to goal scoring. Yes, it is Man City, Arsenal, and Manchester United. And that means that Ruben Amorim is solving the goal scoring issues. And what we need to handle will be the midfield issues that would create a form of solidity for Manchester United at the back. Would you take Watkins or Mateta as a striker? I prefer Oli Watkins. I think Oli Watkins is a more experienced striker. I feel like Mateta himself is good. I feel like Mateta himself is good. And but then I think the experience of Oli Watkins, yeah, Mateta is energetic. He's energetic, and he's a bully. Like, I look at him as a bully. But then I think that the experience matters more for me, you know. And Oli Watkins has got that experience as a Premier League striker. And I think that with the pattern at which we play, I feel like Oli Watkins will be a better player for us in this moment. I'm not saying that Mateta cannot play. Mateta can also play for Manchester United, but I just personally would tilt towards Oli Watkins for what I have seen him do. Right? For what I've seen Oli Watkins do, I'm going to tilt towards him and that. So most of the people talking about sacking Ruben Amorim, I feel like we should be very, very careful what we wish for. The reason why I am not, it doesn't bother me who Chelsea sacks or who Chelsea FC hires, you know, because, well, I don't actually want them to do better than Manchester United. I want Manchester United to be able to unseat them in that fourth position, and maybe Manchester United should be able to get into that position. We know that the inconsistencies that comes with Manchester United players, there are lots of inconsistencies and all of that. But then at the end of the day, I feel like the board has to be pragmatic. They have to be proactive in supporting the manager. And if Chelsea sacks Maresca, I understand why. Chelsea have spent loads and loads of money in that team, and this is not the same with Manchester United. Manchester United have not spent the money when it comes to Ruben Amorim. We spent less than 300 million, or the 300 million thereabout, and this is not the amount of money that we see other clubs spend before they can even lift the Premier League trophy. And the Man City, Sunderland is on top of Man City. They are actually giving Man City a good run for their money. So Manchester United, for me, I feel like Manchester United should be very Manchester United fans should be very wary of the things that they say, because I feel like, you know, all of the talks, all of the whole, I think it gives me the fake Manchester United fan vibe. That is what it gives to me. Makes me feel like you're a fake Manchester United fan when you are not even being critical or positive. Because at this time last season, I said it yesterday, and I'm going to repeat it here. At this time last season, Manchester United was crying in the relegation zone. Yes, we were 15th. We were praying not to be relegated. And by this time, 1 year later, we are 6th, and we are dragging the top 4. We are contending the top 4 with teams that have spent loads of billions of dollars, billions of pounds. We are there contending with Liverpool, who spent 500, who was Premier League champions last season, and spent 500 million. I mean 400, close to £500 million pounds on recruitment. And Manchester United can leapfrog Liverpool if they can get a win over Leeds United, which, by the way, I think will be a difficult one for Manchester United because of the absentees that we have. It's going to be a difficult one. I don't know how Manchester United will be able to handle that one. It's going to be difficult, I think, for Manchester United against Leeds. We are playing Leeds away at Leeds. It's going to be it's going to be a difficult match. We do not have our players back, and Bruno Fernandes is not back. Mbeumo is not back. Ahmad not back. Mata not back. Harry not back. There are a lot of players out there, you know, and getting a win over Leeds will be a miracle for Ruben Amorim at this time. Yeah, because you cannot depend on the academy players. You cannot depend on the academy players. This is not the time to bring this type of players in. This is not the time where these players come to represent Manchester United. This is not the time, because we are in crisis, and these players can be overwhelmed with the demands, right? Yes, they can be overwhelmed with the demands that we have. So for me, I feel like, you know what, we should just expect anything at this time until we have our players back. We do not have the fit squad, and we have absent players representing their countries at the AFCON. These are some of our best players. If we have Mbeumo and we have a Cunha, I don't think that we'll be seeing Joshua Zexi. So for me, I feel like Manchester United fans, you need to be patient. You need to be patient, because we cannot all blame the coach at the same time. The manager is handicapped at this point. Yeah, the manager is handicapped at this point. Look at it. The manager at this point is handicapped. So a lot of people coming out to blame Ruben Amorim, talking about how Enzo Maresca has been sacked. Then Manchester United should be looking at Ruben Amorim. The Manchester United should think of what to do with Ruben Amorim. No, that's actually very wrong. By all standards, that's actually very wrong. Because first of all, we knew that we were not going to win the Premier League this season. We know that we were not going to be contending or contesting the Premier League this season. The best that we can do, a lot of Manchester United fans actually said that Manchester United will be going for top 6 finish. That is what a lot of Manchester, unless you guys have forgotten what you said. A lot of pundits pointed to Manchester United finishing in the top 6 this season. Some of them said top 6 will be a high demand. Manchester United can finish 8th, because we finished 15th last season. Yes, a lot of them feels like Manchester United can finish 8th. Some people said 6. Now Manchester United has opportunity to go into the top 4. You get? Manchester United have now look at, a lot of them are beginning to talk, say everything that they're saying, because Manchester United looks like a team that can get into the top 4, and now there are different kind of narrative about Ruben Amorim. Last season, this was not the case. We were praying that we do not get into 16th, 18th position. So if you don't, I know you might not like Ruben Amorim, but you cannot take away the fact that the team looks different now. Last season, we have 30 points this season. Last season, we were 20 points at this time. In this era, we were 20 points. And we were -6 on goal difference. And right now, we are +4 on goal difference in 6th position. Can you count the climb? 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, 10 places jump, 10 jump. From 15th position, we are 6th, fighting to see if we can get into the top 4. And then someone says that Manchester United is dropping standards. Dropping standard in what way? We are not dropping standard in any way. It is clear that it is going to be gradual. This is, look at Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. How long did it take Jurgen Klopp to actually win the league? How long did it take? How long has it taken Arsenal and then Arteta? How long has it taken them? How long has it taken them? Listen. That you know the standard. I don't know what you guys mean by standard. Anyway, I don't know what you guys mean by standard. Manchester United has not been in a good management for over 10 years. The standard, what we demand from Manchester United, or what Manchester United fans are expecting from Manchester United, did not drop. It is Premier League and Champions League football. It did not drop. But we have been managed by mediocres. That is the fact. We have been managed by people who do not have any form of football acumen. And that has been a problem for Manchester United. Because we have actually went out there to buy players who suit the narrative of Manchester United is a big club. We are supposed to be attracting big players, buying players out of their prime, buying players like Ibrahimovic, buying players like Angel Di Maria, Radamel Falcao. All of these players were bought because of the financial publicity and financial value, not because we thought that these players would come to Manchester United and help Manchester United win the league. All of those buys were business deals. Last minute buy. I remember it was last day of the transfer window that we got Radamel Falcao, and it was everywhere, just for the sake of selling jerseys and stadium tickets. Yes, getting endorsement deals because we are buying world-class players, right? And all of that has stopped. Ruben Amorim said it clearly. All of the mistakes Manchester United have been making in the past has stopped, because right now we are going to be getting players who are keen on playing for Manchester United. It is important that the player understands the badge, the history of the club, and what the club demands. So I'm telling you that the standards did not drop at Manchester United. What happened clearly was that Manchester United was being managed by mediocres. Yes, people who do not have any form of football acumen, who do not have any form of zeal for Manchester United being successful on the football pitch. And that is the problem. That was the problem. That has been the problem for Manchester United. And right now, Ruben Amorim will never look good in your eyes, because he's not playing to the cards. He's not playing to the cards. This is someone you brought in from Portugal to England to come manage the team. And you know, our legends Our legends who actually have not done any better have been the one criticizing the manager instead of being positive. Which of Manchester United legend, which of them have you seen that went into coaching that was successful? Name it, from Paul Scholes to Wayne Rooney to Michael Carrick to Darren Fletcher, to Gary Neville, which of our ex-players who have managed to be a decent coach? Which of them? And then you get a manager that has an identity, clearly knows what he wants to do, and he's taking it one step at a time. But what would our ex legend do? They come criticize, they come cause chaos, they come divide, because they are putting in the division of opinions. This is clearly not what Manchester United legends are supposed to be doing. Clearly not. Because at this point in time, Manchester United needs all of the positivity. That look at the team. Name it. The team. Look, Sani Lamens couldn't have been bought to come, and we were not going for Sani Lamens to become Manchester United #1 goalkeeper. We were not going for Benjamin Sesko. These players have come in and they have not given us anything. Look at the players Ruben Amorim himself single-handedly pointed at: Matheus Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, and look at what they are doing. In as much as Matheus Cunha has been a little bit negative because of the way he's carried his footballing system, his style, the selfishness in him, and this strike, like, he has the selfishness of a striker, which I know that all of this can be worked on. But they look better than any other player that the board has signed. The board actually signed Benjamin Sesko, and look at it, it's taking Benjamin Sesko loads of time to actually be effective at Manchester United. This does not mean that you can leave everything for the manager. No, the manager will have a say. Look at Enzo Maresca at Chelsea. I did not think Enzo Maresca had a say with recruitment, and that is why he got fed up, because if he actually spoke to the players himself and tell them why he needs them at the club, these players will come in and perform for him. So you cannot compare Manchester United to Chelsea as at what is going on around both clubs. You cannot compare Manchester United and Chelsea. You cannot compare two of them. At the point where Manchester United is right now, at the place where Manchester United is right now, all we need is patience, because we are not going to get consistency. We are not going to get it. It is a fact. It takes time for the consistency in performance to come. It takes a little time. The players would perform well in some games, and in some games they will be abysmal. It takes time for all of these players to come together. It took every great manager you see performing well, it took time. It did not happen overnight. It did not happen overnight. It all took time. So for me, I think that Manchester United fans ought to be coming down. You ought to be coming down. We are not out of crisis yet. We are still building. It is still uncertain. And it is in these moments that we build character from players. It is in these moments that we know a player who is going to perform for Manchester United. It is in these moments. So we have to be very, listen, Manchester United fans, we ought to be very careful and we ought to be very patient with the manager. If Manchester United was in 15th position right now, I'll be the first person to say Ruben Amorim out, because we are not seeing any form of improvement. But I'm going to tell you that as at last season, we were -6 goal difference, and this season we are +4 goal difference. I'm going to tell you clearly, last season we were 15th in the league table. This season we are a 6th league table. So what do you have to say? Chelsea has sacked their manager, and you think that for that reason Manchester United should sack its manager? Why do you think like that? Manchester United has no business with what is going on at Manchester at Stamford Bridge, because we are a bigger club, and every big club knows what he wants to do. We cannot be sacking managers in year out. We have a project. We have a project. We have streamlined how we are going to go. The manager and the board, they are together. They sit down, they discuss the club, they discuss how far they've gone, they discuss the positives, and they analyze the negatives and how well that they are going to handle it. That is what Manchester United is with Ruben Amorim, and this is not the same thing. This is not the same thing with Chelsea and Enzo Maresca. It is a different thing. So we are the reports out there. The reports out there should not confuse you. There is a project with Manchester United and the board. Ruben Amorim knows the project. Omar Berada, Jason Wilcox, everybody understands the project. We are on a project. We are on a ride. And if we get to a point and we see that, okay, we are not getting results, then maybe we can step aside. But right now, you cannot fault Manchester United, because we look better than last season. And it is going to only take transfer windows. Ruben Amorim has come out to tell us that we are not going to make the same mistakes we made last season in recruiting players, in buying players. Because we are not just building a team that would compete in the league for 1 year. We want to build a team that will dominate the English Premier League. Dominance. Yes, we want dominance. And for us to get that dominance, we need to be consistent. And for us to get consistency, we need to believe. We need to keep doing whatever it is that we are doing repeatedly. The consistency will not come in the early days. The consistency will not come in the early days. So we have to be patient. It is very simple. So you listen, I cannot be a party here. I'm a Manchester United lifelong. I've been a Manchester United fan for a very long time. And I've seen us make mistakes. I've seen Manchester United buy players for the financial value. I've seen Manchester United buy players just for the value it gives to the club, not for on-field results. And all of this has been an orchestration of the Glazers. 6 balls. It says your accent ruins the conversation. Well, I'm a Nigerian. I'm a proud Igbo Nigerian, and you don't expect me to speak. Thank you. So guys, we have to be patient. Yeah, we need to be patient with Ruben Amorim. We need to be patient with the management. We need to be patient. Honestly, we need the patience. We have to follow it's a project. We have to follow it through. And we thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have to be patient. We have to follow through with. We have to follow through. We have to make sure that we follow through with the project we have at hand. Manchester United is not just. Thank you everyone who's joined. Please, if you're seeing me for the first time, kindly click on the subscribe button. Click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button. It is all about Manchester United. I drop all my videos about Manchester United. We analyze Manchester United matches and give you all of the banters that come with it. Thank you so much. Like I said, I am Nigerian. I'm from Igbo, a Nigerian. So this is how I speak. I can't speak any other way. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your love. I appreciate your support. But then I can't speak any other way. Thank you. And if you have any questions for me, you can bring it. Let's talk about it. You know, Manchester United, it is looking unlikely that we are going to be doing any business in this January transfer window. Thank you guys. Thank you so much everyone who's joined. Please click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button. It is all about Manchester United on this channel. I stream Manchester United. We discuss everything about Manchester United. So guys, you can do well to click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button. You can send in your super chats, super thanks and all of that. And also you can ask questions. We can have questions and answers, Okay, are you watching the AFCON? For now I am watching the Manchester City Sunderland game. I'm watching Manchester City Sunderland. I want to see what Sunderland can do against Manchester City at the Stadium of Light. It's 0-0 for now, and Sunderland is actually putting in a very good claim. But for the AFCON, I think that Nigeria, Morocco, and Senegal. I think these are the three teams that might just win the AFCON. Nigeria, Morocco, or Senegal. But right now it is almost first half. The first half is almost done. 5 minutes extra time after 45 minutes, and it is still Sunderland 0, Manchester City 0. So let us look at the players for Manchester United. We know that we don't have Mbeumo. We know that we don't have Mazraoui. We know that we don't have Ahmad. Yes, these guys are all out of Manchester United for the AFCON. Also, we know we do not have Matthias de Ligt. We do not have Harry Maguire. These guys are injured. Also, we do not have Bruno Fernandes, and we do not have Kobe Mainoo. These guys are injured. And also Mason Mount is a doubt, right? And this is about 8 players. First team, 8 players. And Ruben Amorim has to manage. Ruben Amorim has to bring in Manuel Ugarte. Ruben Amorim has to play with Joshua Zexi, Benjamin Sesko, Matheus Cunha. We have to bring in Jack Fletcher, Shelesi, Mantanto, and the rest of them. And all of these players do not have that Premier League experience, and it's going to affect Manchester United negatively. We beat Wolverhampton Wanderers 4-1 the first time. You did not expect them to come back and lay down for Manchester United to beat them again without our main players. Yes, Manchester United we called back Toby Collier from loan. We called back another 2 players, I think. We called them back from loan. Yeah, and they are not going to be returning. They have to actually, because we are in crisis. This is This is actually to tell you clearly that Manchester United is in crisis. If we have to start calling back players from loan, then we are in crisis. We are not in a good place at all. And this is something Manchester United fans ought to understand. We are not in a good place, and patience is all we can have now. We have to have patience, because it will take us time to get into that space where we have depth in quality. It will take us a little while where we will have depth in quality, because we do not have it. We do not have depth in quality. We do not have anybody with the mentality of Bruno Fernandes. I am from Lagos, Nigeria. Henny Lock, I am from Lagos, Nigeria, not Manchester. I love Manchester United. I'm a huge fan of Manchester United. This is a Manchester United fan channel, and I'll tell you, you can click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button, join this channel. It is all about Manchester United. I support a team in Nigeria. Which team do you know? Do you know any Premier League team in Nigeria? I do not. Benjamin Sesko or Alan Connor say, when do you think the striker will start score goals? Listen, Benjamin Sesko is supposed to have acclimatized, yeah? Benjamin Sesko is supposed to acclimatize, right? And that is supposed to mean that Benjamin Sesko for now ought to have actually gotten his socks up and start scoring goals. Henny Luck, yeah, you can support whoever you want to support, and allow me to support who I want to support. Thank you. God bless. So guys, Manchester United at this point, as fans of Manchester United, we need to be patient with Ruben Amorim and the board. The board will have to back Ruben Amorim to get players. There are lots of stats. There are lots of stats that shows that Manchester United is actually doing better than last season. And if that is the case, then it means that Manchester United obviously will do well next season, yeah? Henny Lock, yes, I've been to the UK, I've been to Manchester United Stadium, I've been there. So is that a problem? All right, guys, let us go ahead, yeah? Let us go ahead. So Manchester United, one thing I think that we should be doing right now is, you know, looking at what players the board is scouting, you know, looking at what players the board is scouting and all of that, you know. Henny Lock, Manchester United plays at Old Trafford M16, right? Is that what you want to know? Manchester United plays at Old Trafford, yeah, M16, Greater Manchester United, Greater Manchester. No, I'm not explaining here. I'm just trying to make sure that whoever this is, I just want to make sure that whoever all right, so guys, one thing I will let you know as a fan, you know, one thing I want to let you know as a fan is this: we need to be patient with Ruben Amorim, and we need to always look out for all of the players that Manchester United need to get in. Listen, we've been on the trail for Carlos Baleba. We've been on the trail for Carlos Baleba. Also, we've been on the trail for We've been on the trade for Carlos Baleba. We've been actually seeking the idea of getting in Adam Wharton, and also we've been looking at Anderson. Yes, the guy, the Nottingham Forest central midfielder. Yeah, Anderson, and the guy actually. A lot of Manchester United fans think that we should be getting Carlos Baleba because of his pragmatism, his ability to move with the ball into very dangerous spaces and all of that. Watching him at the AFCON, you know that Carlos Baleba actually is giving Cameroon another type of width, and with a player like him at Manchester United, it will be easier for Casemiro to actually operate. Yeah, it will be easier for Casemiro to actually operate because he'll have a player who can drive the ball into very good spaces, and that is something that Manchester United needs to act on, because we have players who are actually going to be driving the ball into good spaces. So a player like Adam Wharton, or a player like Adam Wharton, or a player like Carlos Baleba will give Manchester United solidity in the midfield. It gives Manchester United solidity in the midfield. Official Talent says, hello, happy new year to you. I wish you long life and prosperity. I also wish you long life and prosperity. Official Talent GH. Thank you so much for your wish. I also wish you long life and prosperity. Happy new year to you too. Happy new year to you too. And in this year, you are going to make a lot of meaningful things happen in your life. Thank you so much. Thank you. So guys, it is clear that we have to be patient. Like I said, we have to be patient. We have to look at the players that Manchester United are scouting right now to get. And also, I think that it's been 10 years of very abysmal ride with Glazers, and also Ineos have not shown enough pragmatism. You know, I think that after getting in Ruben Amorim, I thought that they were supposed to actually be very proactive in getting in players. The midfield was a problem even before this season. We all saw the midfield was a problem before this season, but then they went ahead to get in creative players in that section. And one thing I've seen is that Manchester United have been able to solve chance creation and goal scoring problems, because as at now we look like a team that can score goals. Yeah. Who do you think they should sell to bring in better players? Ugarte has not been good for Manchester United ever since he's come to Manchester United. Ugarte has not been good, and I think he's a player that can. I hear that he's having discussion with Galatasaray, and I think that they would want to get him. And I think if they get him, I think it will be good for Manchester United to cash in on him and then go for a better box-to-box midfielder. Like we know Kobe Mainu is injured, and somehow I don't think that the manager trusts Kobe Mainu a lot. So we actually I think have to get Manuel Ugarte out of the club. I think that also Casemiro, I'll tell you something, Casemiro looks the best midfielder in that defensive position. But if we get a player like Anderson, the Nottingham Forest guy, if we get a player like that to replace Casemiro, I think Manchester United it would be very good to let also Casemiro go. Also players that we can sell to get in new players. Joshua Zexi, I thought Joshua Zexi is pushing for a move to Roma. You know, since he's come to Manchester United, he's not hit the ground running, right? And it's been pieces of good performances, right? So we can actually let Joshua Zexi go, you know. So these guys you know, Manuel Ugarte, Casemiro, Joshua Zexi. We can let these guys go so that Manchester United can get in proper midfielders, right? So that's it. We can just let these guys go and get Manchester United can actually get proper midfielders. If you have any question, you can ask me. We have 10 more minutes before we call it a day on this live. You know, I want to say thank you to everyone who's joined the live. Click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button. Yeah. So click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button, give this live a thumbs up. Yeah. So if you have any question you want to ask, you can throw the question. You can send in a super chat, super thanks sticker, you know, if to support the channel. So thank you so much. Thank everyone. I thank you everyone who's joined the live today. You've been awesome. You've been amazing. I'm wishing you a happy new year. Every one of you, I'm wishing you a happy new year. I'm saying that that you are blessed, you know. Everything that you want in this 2026, anything that you lay your hands on, you're going to get it. Yeah. Just a quick recap. Yeah. Enzo Maresca left Chelsea. Yeah, he left Chelsea and under a mutual agreement that they are going to part ways because what they have in common has not actually worked for them. So Enzo Maresca has left Chelsea, and then that has made a lot of Manchester United fans scream that Manchester United should be sacking Ruben Amorim. And actually, I feel like I felt like it's a crazy or funny one, because you cannot actually talk about sacking Ruben Amorim when you know that Ruben Amorim and the board have a template that they have set out and that they are supposed to play to. And if they have set out this template, if they have set out this project to follow it through, then they have to be patient, right? We have to be patient, and patience means that whatever results we get, we have to be looking at it and have it as a contrast to remind us of where we were last season and where we are now, right? So whatever it is, Manchester United remains one of the biggest clubs in England, and we've not dropped our expectations, we've not dropped our standards. It's just about realistically understanding where we are at the moment and what we can achieve with the players we have in the squad, until we are able to get players that actually would help Manchester United get into better positions. We just have to be realistic of where we are now and the caliber of players we have at the team. We actually do not have world-class players in the team. Aside from Bruno Fernandes, we do not have world-class players in the team, and we can build up these world-class players within the team. Mbeumo has that potential to become a world-class player. Cunha has that potential to become a world-class player, right? I think also Sani Lamens has that potential to be a world-class goalkeeper. Also, Matthias de Ligt. Matthias de Ligt has that. I think Matthias de Ligt has that potential to become a world-class defender. So you see, we have loads of potentials, right? We have loads of potentials, and that these guys can actually come up to become very important player for Manchester United. So we have to be patient to bring in very reliable midfielders to come play for Manchester United. Our problem right now is the midfield area. I think that is where we have our major problem, the midfield area. I know that we have problems with the wing backs. Yes, we have problem with the wing backs. Ahmad is not around, and now we see the frailties of Dogu and Dalo. We see we see Dogu and Dalo, and these guys are actually not giving Manchester United a lot. That is why this is what I said about character, right? I said this about character because if you saw Dalo, the game against Wolves, Lisandro Martinez plays a pass to Dalo. Dalo does not get it, and the player heads the ball beyond the goalkeeper. Dalo is supposed to run ahead of the goalkeeper to get the ball into the net, but he stands behind the goalkeeper to start celebrating, and that is a problem. That is where I tell you that Manchester United players do not have the character. You know, you don't celebrate before the ball gets into the net. You make sure the ball gets behind the net before you celebrate. You have to take responsibility at every given time. You don't stand there and hope that the goalkeeper will not be able to save the ball. You actually apply that pressure, hit the ball into the net before you celebrate, and that is a problem. And that is why I see. And also, when you look at Dalo finds it difficult to actually get crosses into the 18-yard box. He does not do that. When Luke Shaw was playing as a winger for as a wing back for Manchester United, when he overlaps, he gets in very good crosses into the 18-yard box. But then we're not seeing Luke Shaw do all of that again. And this is why I think that Lisandro Martinez should play. This is why I think that Lisandro Martinez should play in the left side of the centre back, so that Luke Shaw can actually go ahead and play the wing back role, and we can actually see that he would be able to put in those very beautiful crosses into Matheus Cunha and maybe Benjamin Sesko or Joshua Zexi, whichever of them is there. You understand? So Manchester United fans, Manchester United players need to be pragmatic. They need to be fast, and we need to be moving the ball. And you know, people talk about in my next broadcast, I will talk about Ruben Amorim's formation. And you know, a lot have been made about Ruben Amorim's formation. A lot have been said about it. But in my next broadcast, I will actually talk about Ruben Amorim's formation and how the formation has benefited Manchester United. I want to say thank you to everybody who's joined the live. I thank you to everyone who has who's been here, who's joined the live. You're seeing me for the first time. You can actually click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button every time I drop a video analyzing Manchester United situation, games and all of that. You will be able to get it. Yes, we give you all of the news about Manchester United. We also talk about the transfer news. We talk about incomings and outgoings, everything. Yeah, everything. We talk about Manchester United here. So guys, thank you for joining. Thank you Henny Lock. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for everything you have said. Actually, you actually made staying here worthwhile. Also, thank you to Alan Connor. Thank you so much. Thank you to GH, you know, Manchester United GH. Thank you to all of you. I appreciate all of your presence here. Please, guys, click on the subscribe button, click on the notification button, and every time I drop the video about Manchester United, you're going to get it. And also, I want to tell you, the second half between Sunderland and Manchester City has just started, and the game actually is still 0-0. Man City has found it difficult to break the deadlock. They've gone so close, Sabinho, but then at the end of the day, he plays it wide. You know, I know that Sunderland was going to be a bit difficult against Man City, but I didn't know that they would go the first half without scoring, right? So it is actually looking like a game that is going to be very, very interesting. Ryan Cherki puts in a very good pass into the path of Sabinho, but then Sabinho skies that, you know, he skies that, right? It's actually looking a good game between Sunderland and Manchester City. And on this note, we're going to say thank you so much, guys. We are going to leave the live now, and I will see you again tomorrow when we discuss Ruben Amorim's formation and how it has benefited Manchester United. See you again tomorrow, guys. Big love.